Welcome to the first seminar of the seminar series, PLU 6306, Current Trends in Psychology. As you may already know, this seminar is organized by the final year students of the BSc Honours in Psychology program, Open University, Sri Lanka. We are the group 1, I am Anushika, and my other group members are Hiruni, Dulani, and Lakruan. This seminar will be moderated by all 4 of us. Resilience and healthy coping mechanisms, why we chose this topic. When considering global emerging trends in psychology, APA Emerging Trends speaks about national mental health crisis, mental health related stigma, burnout, and stress. As a solution-based approach to these emerging trends, we have chosen resilience and healthy coping mechanisms as the topic of our seminar. By the way, why resilience is important to Sri Lanka at the moment? We all know Sri Lanka is going through a huge economic crisis, and we can see many people struggle to cope while many people struggle to migrate. Following all these emerging trends, issues, and concerns, this seminar will provide you an overview of mental health, an understanding on mental health and resilience of immigrants, and an overview of resilience and coping mechanisms. That's about our topic. Before moving forward, we would like to let you know about few of our meeting controls. This meeting will be recorded. To avoid distractions, please make sure your mics are mute. If you have any questions, please forward them to us through the chat box so we can discuss them in the Q&A session at the end of the seminar. That's about the meeting controls. We look forward to spend a great time ahead with you today. Now it's over to Hiruni to introduce our guest speaker to the audience.
Thank you, Anushika. So let me introduce our guest speaker today. So Dr. Sugandhika Subbavikrama is a licensed psychotherapist and a certified substance abuse clinician in New York. So also she is an approved DUI assessor and a clinical screener for impaired driving offenders in New York. She is a strategic leader and a motivational speaker as well. Dr. Sugandhika has worked in behavioral health, mental health, and substance abuse counseling for over 20 years in various treatment settings. Her educational journey in Sri Lanka, India, the United Kingdom, and the United States has helped her to learn coping strategies and leadership skills. She has completed the Science of Wellbeing course at the Yale University, which had provided a different perspective on life and happiness. Dr. Sugandhika has completed her doctorate from Liberty University and is affiliated with several honor societies. In addition, she is a Six Sigma Black Belt and a member of the American Psychological Association and the American Counseling Association. She has served as a chairwoman for youth at Veterans of Foreign Wars. She is a volunteer TED translator and a reviewer and has 2 YouTube channels in Sinhala and in English on mental health and empowering individuals. She is passionate about research and is involved in numerous qualitative, quantitative, social, and marketing research both nationally and internationally. Dr. Sugandhika has delivered 2 TEDx talks so far on immigrant resilience and raising about trauma. In addition to all of the above, she was a national level athlete who represented Sri Lanka, and just like many of us, she loves gardening. So we are extremely grateful to have her as our guest speaker today, and you can contact her through her webpage. Also, you can subscribe to her YouTube channel to view her YouTube videos where she discusses on timely topics. The links to her webpage and the YouTube channel will be posted in the chat box shortly. So we thank Dr. Sugandhika again for being with us today, and we believe that this will be a wonderful opportunity for all of us to have a new perspective on the today's topic. Thank you. So the stage is yours, Dr. Sugandhika.
Hi, thank you so much. And Hiruni contacting me. And I think it's good morning to all of you, but for me, it's good night. And it's 9:30 here. Let me try to share my screen. It's not allowing me to share. Hold on. Okay, let me try one more time. Okay. Hiruni, it's not allowing me to share.
Can I share for you, Dr. Sugandhika?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you put it in the view version because I animated some of the things?
Sure, I will. Can you see the screen now? Is it clear?
Yeah, I can see the screen. You can see all the animations and everything, right?
Yeah.
All right. Then let's start. And as I said, it's 9:36 night here. And I know for you guys, fresh and good. I'm really tired. I told already, Rudy. I don't know. I have energy to go another 2 hours, but I will promise you to do as much as I can because I'm one of you guys and learn through the free education. And today I'm here. I want to give back to my country as much as I can. That's the whole purpose of doing this. And thank you for the opportunity, Hiruni and Dr. Herath. And by the way, Chulani Nangi, I know her very well. And I'm honored to connect with you as well here. Okay, Hiruni, can you go to the next slide, please? Okay, today I'm going to talk more about immigrants' resilience and in a different perspective. Now, within all the things happening in Sri Lanka, everybody wants to go to some other country, right? I see the long lines in front of immigration officers and everywhere. We all wants to go somewhere. And this is one of the studies I did, my doctoral studies, I did it. And one of my TEDx talk also, I did it. Therefore, I just want to share with you. And as you know, we all love to climb the ladder. Therefore, I did multiple things throughout my life. And today I'm here. You can, and I think all these, Anushika, I think Lakruan, Hiruni, and all of them shared all the information about me. Thank you so much. It's an honor. It's not to be proud. At one point you can be proud of what you are, and because we all came from very grassroots level places, and today where we are, and I want to motivate you, encourage you not to see, oh my God, she's in USA, and not to be that. I want you to learn something from my life and go to the next level and go above, beyond us, and that's my pleasure. Hiruni, you can go to the next slide, please. Okay, this presentation, I divided into multiple segments. First, I want to give an overview of mental health and about the immigrants and immigration and little bit about it. And the acculturation and acculturative stress, maybe you heard these words, maybe not much, and I'll share with you in a simple language what is about it. And mainly, I want to talk about resilience. And then my doctoral study, if we have much time and I have some energy within my body, let's do some activities as well. And my key concept here is coping mechanisms. We have to learn something, and that is what makes us to survive in this world, right? And in my any speech, when I give it, that is my key component. It's not come and say who Dr. Sugi and my work. No, I want you to learn something. And at the same time, I'm going to learn from all of you as well. It is open here. You can chat, send your questions and all the information, and something to take home. And as always in the literature, we put some references. You guys can go back and check it. Hiruni, can you please go to the next one? All right, before we go to the overview of mental health, we all know a little bit about mental health, right? You all want to learn about it, be psychologists, psychotherapists, whatever, right? And counselors. And some days it's hard to find motivation, right? And you feel like, still we are sleeping, and oh, one more day, I have to go in that, squeeze in that bus and go and get that 1,000 rupees and come back, and you feel frustrated, right? Some days I feel motivation find us, right? Something is because we want to have a healthy body, healthy mind, and that creates better you, right? Do you agree with me? Before I go there and started about the mental health, I love to know from your perspective, what is mental health? Can one word or two words, just type it here really quickly. When we hear the word mental health, what comes to your mind? Take 2 minutes. If you're in the bus, hold it tight, don't type it. But if you are able to type it, just go there and do it. And if you can come on the camera, it's love to see all the Sri Lankan faces. And if not, that's perfectly fine. Any words come to your mind when it says mental health? Are you guys tired or am I tired? I don't see any answers here. Well-being, awesome. Psychological well-being, yeah. Anything else?
Able to cope with normal stresses in life.
Yeah, I saw that. Thank you so much. And bouncing back, yeah. Well-being of mental, physical, spiritual, and economic. Economic part for Sri Lanka, yes. Surviving in that is so important to be mental health. Okay, that's awesome. You all have some kind of idea what is mental health, right? It's physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever you believe. And not to break yourself, right? Have peace in yourself. You feel you are living your life. In Sinhala, they say like "Jeevite Vidavanda," right? And that's what, like when you want to live your life, you have to be mentally and physically have a balanced life. It's not always going to be the same for us. The same, like today I'm physically dead tired, but I know I promised Hiruni to do this. Therefore, I got some motivation and go there and do it, right? That is what the life is all about. Hiruni, you want to go to the next slide, please? Okay, now there's a problem, as you know, like find some information related to Sri Lanka. But World Health Organization shows that 1 in 8 people in the world live with mental disorders. It's huge number, 1 in 8. Like, see, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 more people we can see in the camera, one of us having something, right? It's a huge number. Hiruni, next one, please. Here, National Alliance of Mental Health is one of the huge organizations in United States. And according to them, 1 in 5 US adults experiencing mental illness. There's a huge difference. When I was in Sri Lanka, my time period is always, if we say something like Oyata Pissu dane, right? But I see totally different perspective. I lived in Europe countries and USA. Here, people more prone to accept it. If I say like, oh my God, I don't feel good today. Are you okay? They have a conversation. When we are in the bus stop, right, in Sri Lanka, I just thought about it. If we say, Hayo jeevite pavela, then ruta pissu, right? And that's the difference. It may be our perception, it may be our culture, it may be how we grew up, or maybe not having the awareness. Nowadays, I see in the social media, lots of people sharing lots of information. That's awesome to see. Like I saw one student from, I think, University of Peradeniya, and he's in the psychology department, committed suicide, right? And at that time, people just sharing lots of thoughts about it, how to do it. The problem is consistency. That's so important. It's like what's happening. I see, I'm not labeling, I'm not letting you guys down. But what's happening even in the social media, it's like soda bottle kaduwa wage, right? When something happens, we all like, oh my God, we have to talk about it. Then are we following it up? Are we going to take it to a grassroots levels in our community, in our families, for the kids? I do not know how much we are taking it as a part of our life, right? In United States, they have, I'm not comparing Sri Lanka and USA, but the things we can learn, we have a huge system, the infrastructure, they provide the services for the people, right? Even workplaces, they have services. I saw recently, there was another person, I think I saw it in one of the social media. He was working, he had so much pressure, he wrote a letter and committed suicide, right? You all maybe remember that. At that time, like here, we have different people, different organizations help you, you can talk. Therefore, those are the things. I think there are 25 people here, like except me, 24 people here, right? What we can do, it's not you find a job and do it. How much you can take it to the next level and do something to our communities, our people. It has to be consistent. That's the huge gap I identified today. Hiruni, next slide, please. Okay, now I'm going to give an overview of immigrants just a little bit. I'm not going to go deep down. Next one, please, Hiruni. Okay, immigrants are individuals who are lived in the country other than their birth country. I remember, Dr. Herath, you lived in China, right? One point of time, and you have that experience. Maybe multiple people here. Sometimes we go there, we come back. But when we are living, it's other than your birth country. We call they are immigrants, right? And I'm not going to explain you first generation, second generation, third generation. Like, for example, my son was born here, right? He is the second generation. We always have all the discussion, mommy, you have some accent. I'm like, no. And this is how I would talk, right? Therefore, there are differences. You all maybe want to have, not all, most of the people wants to go there and different countries. You want to have your families there, or maybe your higher education. You will see like your skin color, your appearance. People like, still for most of the people, they say, oh, you are from India because I have a long hair, right? And some people even don't know about Sri Lanka. Therefore, those are the little things in a nutshell as immigrants. When you started living in the country, different country, you face it. Hiruni, next one, please. Okay, is it important? Yes, it's very important to know, because it's not, we are in a one place, right? Our parents' age, they are saying like, oh my God, mage siya thitiya, atta thitiya me gedara, mutta thitiya me gedara, kirikitta thitiya me gedara, me kallanta denna bæ, right? But it's not like that. Nowadays, kids go to schools, they learn English, they want to go. Like if you ask a kid, like they are going to say, oh, mate, YouTube, right? Nowadays, because it's so much things you can learn. And you can see estimates in 2014, approximately 42 million immigrants were living in USA, right? America is a country, it's a melting pot, people coming from all over the world, right? It is 13% of the total population. It's lots of people, right? It's going to increase more and more. Next one, please. Okay, important of understanding, as I said, it's a melting pot. And if you, even for Sri Lanka, nowadays, lots of people coming, right? Due to all the things happening in Sri Lanka, maybe not the immigrants coming right now, but maybe you have exchanging programs, right? Some universities having some paper, right? And therefore, it's important to create the awareness, knowing each other. Why? Because you can see here in this picture, I use it with the purpose. maybe you are the only different person among us, right? When I was growing up, like my skin color is dark, right? And always people said kalu kella, all these things, right? When you go abroad, it was very different. Oh my God, you have a so healthy skin, very beautiful, glowing. I was like, when I was in Sri Lanka, very hard to hear that, right? You can see different perspective in your life when you go different countries or you meet different people. Next one, please, Hiruni. Okay, immigrants and mental health. And previously, as you all said, and mental health includes emotional, psychological, I think you guys said all, social well-being, and it's developing healthy coping skills and positive to manage our mental health challenges. We can manage in multiple ways ourselves, right? We can early in the morning when you get up, you can say like, I'm going to rock the day. Or some people like, oh, shush, this is not the day, right? It is based on your perception, attitude. We all say, right? Attitude makes 100. And it is so important in our life, how you lead your life. Next one, please, Hiruni. Okay. And this is some very important research. I was actually fortunate enough to talk to the 4 individuals who did in the Harvard University about this research. The research, multiple research studies shows that foreign-born individuals have a lower risk of mental health issues than their US counterparts, right? It means like us, people who were born in the different countries have a lower risk of mental health issues than people who are born in United States. We think like, okay, USA is the country, they have all the mental health services, and why us, right? That is a really, really cool questions to ask, right? Maybe we go through lots of things, right? Think about when we grew up, like I have multiple challenges. My father died when I was 3 years old. And at that time, my brother was 1.5 years old. My mom never got married. We have all the financial troubles. Therefore, we all go through lots of challenges in our life, right? Maybe those challenges makes us stronger. Don't know. That's the things people researching about it. And in our country, we all know we had 30 years of war. We had tsunami. How many things we went through, right? Maybe all these things make us stronger. Because I remember I did not have sometimes the long pencils, right? What my mom did was like get a clip and put it, make it longer. Today I see my son, here 12 pencils are $1. It means like 400 now, right? Therefore, he cannot understand, my son cannot understand the concept of nothing, right? And I remember I was wearing shoes, have a hole in it. My son, they are refusing to do that. Therefore, what I am thinking, maybe research need to confirm that when we go through challenges in our lives, maybe that makes us stronger. Or maybe we have culture-oriented coping skills, right? Our mothers, fathers, grandparents, we all living together, right? Most of the times. Now it's changing. At that time, we don't go to therapists, right? Therapist what we do, we talk to a mother, next door neighbor. I mean, not about the gossiping. We talk to them, right? That is therapy, in other words, right? We talk about it. Here, we are very individualized. Therefore, we have to get an appointment and go there and like talk about it. Maybe all these are culture-oriented coping skills helping us. At the same time, maybe we have a willpower, all these things we go through, right? Hiruni, next one, please. Okay. And the other thing, the research says something very, very fascinating. when we are the foreign-born individuals live in USA long time, they have a high risk of developing issues related to mental health challenges. Why? Maybe we are having some challenges to adjust to the culture, right? Knowing things, the food, the dressing, everything is changed, right? You grew up in a culture, maybe 20, 25 years, you suddenly comes, and then you don't know how to adjust to it. Maybe that's affecting. Or maybe our cultural values, right? We used to live with the families and getting the support. If you don't have anybody to take care of your kids, we give them to next door neighbor, but here we don't have, or maybe some other reasons. Hiruni, next one, please. Okay, now I'm going to talk about acculturation and acculturative stress. You guys heard about these words? Or do you know what's about it? If you yes, no, any clue, what is it? It's okay to say no. Perfectly fine.
No.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, madam.
Thank you.
Sorry.
All right. Thank you for being brutally honest. Yes, maybe we don't hear about it. Can you go to the next one, please, Hiruni? Okay. It's individual's cultural adjustment, right? As I said, like when we go to a different culture, we have to adjust. For example, in Sri Lanka, right? Nuara people are different, right? They talk differently. In the university, you see, they they dressed up and do things differently. When you go to Gala Matara, it's different, right? And they talk differently. We have to adjust. If you marry a person from Candy or Gold, you have to adjust, right? Put it that concept if you are living in a different country. Same thing, you have to adjust to that environment. That is called acculturation. When we are adjusting to that environment, you are going to have some stress, right? Because always new environment make us stress, right? Go to school in a different place, right? To give a speech, anything new make us. No light, have lights, right? You guys have aragale, no aragale. All these things make us stress, right? Can you go to the next one, please, Hiruni? Okay, acculturation can impact us in multiple ways. It's our behavior, it's to our value system, personal identity, personal factors, social, our language, right? And it's different. Like sometimes you talk in same English, but maybe your accent, right? Occupation. When I came to United States, they had to evaluate my all the degrees. I did not get the job I want very first time. I had to do 3 jobs, right? And I have to clean in the places, right? Because you have to pay for schools here, not like Sri Lanka, value your free education. We don't have here, right? And if not, you have to get a loan. Therefore, I went through a hell of a time, day and night, 3 jobs, and I just like cannot tolerate sometimes, right? That's stress. But down the line, I'm not a person easily give up. That's coming from my DNA, right? I'm like, no, you cannot give up, Sugi. You have to, like, even my name, right? My name is Sugandhika. They cannot call it, they make it Sugi, right? You hear your name 20 some years, Sugandhika, suddenly Sugi. I'm like, are you talking to me? You know, you have to adjust. Now, when I adjust to the environment, I'm okay with hearing that, you know? And those are the things, this process you are going to adjust. It's same, don't like think about even go to another country, go to a new job. You face that, right? Do anything new, you can face that. Hiruni, next one, please. Okay, I talk about it, how it can physically and psychologically impact. Next one, please, Hiruni. Okay. And as I said, it can impact in multiple ways, right? We talk about it, and it can at last, if you do not have a good coping skills, it can impact. It can lead to depression, anxiety, somatization, all these things. In our culture, especially I want to talk about, that is one of the things I learned in United Kingdom and in there, and it was somatization. In Sri Lanka, we are not mainly directly say how we feel, right? We're going to say, "Ane mage bada ridenawa." Maybe you need love, you need attention. Our kids do that, right? And oh, something we need attention in the right? Then people give the attention. That is somatization. We communicate ourselves through our bodies, right? And it is our cultural way. But what I see in United States, most of the people, they directly said, "Oh, I divorced, I got this," right? They were more direct on it. I'm not saying Sri Lanka is wrong, USA, right? It is different ways we communicate. Next one, please. Okay, now we are going to talk about resilience and a little bit about my doctoral study. Next one, please. Okay, here somebody said resilience. Resilience is something so important. I want to hear it. I want you to learn about it. It's leap back, right? And able to withstand recovery quickly from a difficult condition. It is based on every individual. Hiruni is different than me, right? Lakruan is different than me. Anushika is different than me. In my way, maybe if something happens, I normally cry and then I talk, right? And maybe some people love to write, right? Nowadays, some people write novels in the, what you call, in the Facebook and all the other places, right? And some people, maybe Lakruan, he's a boy, he goes to, "Hey, Machan, another day." He is going to talk about it, right? And this is therefore every individual use different coping mechanism. How we are coming back to our regular life, it is the resilience after something happens. For example, very personal, you guys can listen to my second TEDx talk about the trauma and rising above trauma, right? When I had the 2 miscarriages, right? After you get married in Sri Lanka, what is next? When the day you get married, right? That's how Sri Lanka works, right? We all know about it. And here, it's little different. And when I had 2 miscarriages, what can I do? I cried, right? And I have to come back to normal. I cried and cried and cried. I don't want to give up, right? And today I'm so proud of, I have 9-year-old boy. That's not the thing. When I went through, it was so hard, but you cannot give up. That is your resilient factor. You have to identify what is your resilient factor. Next one, please, Hiruni. One more click, Hiruni. Okay, nowadays you all know social media is there, right? You can see Sundar Pichai, you can hear his story, read about it. I'm encouraging you. His father in India worked 1 year to send him to USA to buy his tickets, right? Safra Katz and Elon Musk, Indra Nooyi, she is the Pepsi Cola, the CEO, and Satya Nadella. These all are top people. They all went through hell of a time in our life. Sometimes we feel, oh my God, what is this? These people never gave up. I encourage you at least 1 or 2 stories. Go there and read about their life stories. Some people have today kids who are suffering from mental illness. Still, they are not giving up, right? Therefore, when we down, you want to give up, just think about the people, how many people failed to give up in their life. They did not give up. They did something different. Therefore, that is your triggering factor. You have to identify what is your turning factor. In Sinhala, I heard that, like, I love that word, haravum lakshya, right? You have to find what is your haravum lakshya. Go to the next one, please, Hiruni. Okay, and this is what I did: acculturative stress, migrant employees, and leadership. I want to identify people who are coming from different countries to United States and people who were born in here. I want to know, is there any difference when they are become leaders, or they have different coping mechanisms? One thing I saw, all these leaders went through some kind of hardships in their lives. You have to listen to their stories. I listened to them hours and hours. But today, they are successful people. Success defined in many ways, right? Some people success is tungela kanda tiyanana success, right? Some people having a good job is a success. Having a good family is a success. Therefore, it's different to each individual, but figure it out, what is your success? All these people I talk to, they are successful in their own way. Next one, please, Hiruni. Okay, and the other thing is, why they were successful. I showed all the public characters in the past, right? And they maybe had the success supporting system, families, right? Who's our biggest supporting system? Our parents, right? Or they are like, when you don't want to go to your classes, right? What they say, "Putte kala kaniyak wenna dadanne, nagitapan yanda kiyanwa neda." That is your support system. You don't think that, right? Because it's happening daily basis. Maybe your friends, right? Maybe your teachers. Everybody has some kind of a role model, right? Somebody. That is what they help. All these people left, some people left their families when they are migrating. Later, they have to take their kids in, right? And then they have motivate, and they never give up. That's the attitude. All these successful people I showed you, as well as people I met for my research study, they never gave up, how hard life is. Next one, please, Hiruni. One more. Okay, coping mechanisms, coping skills. That is so important. Because as I said, like, when we are in a distress situation, emotionally, psychologically, how to survive. I love to hear what is your coping mechanism. Just type it, what you do when you're in a distress, trauma, stressful situation, what you do, how you survive. What you guys do? Don't do nothing, smile, jokes, anything?
Madam,
Write
first
down the
I
list
try
of things.
to identify what happened and then talk.
Awesome.
Hello.
And some people's writing,
Madam,
music.
can you hear me?
Yes, I heard you. I didn't hear your name.
I'm Charmaine, madam.
Okay,
Actually,
Charmaine.
I'm not well. I don't know whether my voice is clear to you. I'm listening to you. I'm not well. I'm getting
hope to get well
continuous
soon.
cough. Thank you, madam. It was persistent. I had to see the doctor twice, but it's not getting cured. I don't know why. I'm sorry about it. So
No worries. Sure. You guys are
I
awesome.
think because of my age, I used to analyze it silently and then talk.
Awesome.
That's how I, yeah. Thank you, madam. Okay.
Sure. That's awesome. And I saw gardening, music, write down. You guys have lots of long laundry lists. That's exactly we call talking with my dog and playing with my children. Yeah, right.
That's
I have a
also
dog
possible
too.
with me.
Yes, I
Yes,
do that.
because they used to convey so many things for us to analyze ourselves, but because they don't talk, they can't talk. But that it's a therapy in a way. Talking to my
Yes.
dog.
Yes, yes, I agree. There are multiple things came through. Awesome. Hiruni, can you go to the next one? Awesome. And then all these are the protective factors. Social organizations, we talk to people and communicate, listen to music. Still, I love TM Jayaratna. Always when I'm having my shower, I put the music, and sometimes my favorite song is Sarayati Ena Pianena Thura. I listen to it, and even the new songs coming up, and not my type, sorry, but I listen to some of the ones like what is Veralumal recently came through. I listen to it as well. And that's what our like coping mechanism, right? All these big buildings, I'm listening to something I know. I feel like calm myself, cool myself, soothing myself, right? And we do group activities in our families, right? I remember when I was little, I did Gasyuddha, right? We are fighting for one tree and do these things. Nowadays, kids are so into computers and everything. They missed all these things, right? But we can do. You guys are awesome. I saw like more than 20 feedback what you do. Next one, please, Hiruni. Yes, and family and social support, as I said, you all said, that is one of a great coping mechanisms. Next one, please. All right, this piece, I just want to stop a little bit. I know you don't have anything in front of you, but I want you heard about vision board, right? You heard about maybe action board. I'm not sure you heard about resilient board. Vision board is, we think about what you want to do in 2023. I want to finish my degree and then start my master's. So I want to go abroad. I want to get married. That is our vision board. Right? To go to that bigger goal, we have small step towards it. Action board, the same. What are the actions we going to take towards to achieve our visions, right? But resilience board is, what is your resilience factor? What helped you to go to the next level? What motivates you? I love to hear you. What is your resilient factor? My resilient factor is always not to give up. I mentally, if physically my body has energy, I always, it's okay. There are multiple things happen in my life, right? I always think, no, Sugi, do not give up. For example, my second language is English because I born in Sri Lanka. I speak Sinhala, right? When I'm doing my doctorate, I got 4.0 GPA in my doctorate, right? How you have to think like, if you think about, oh my God, my native language is not English, how I'm going to do? No, I don't think like that. I was like, sure, I can do that. This is how I'm going to do. Maybe I dedicated few sleepless hours, right? And write it down. And nowadays grammar is there, right? You can put it there. And maybe comma. Sometimes my son comes, Mommy, you missing a comma here. I'm like, Warren, forget about it. Like, because if you think about you are going to give up, at that point, you are not going forward. You start thinking negatively about it, right? Therefore, I want you to think about how you came this far. What is your resilient factor? Think about it. What makes you to standing strong today as who you are today? What helps you? Think about it for a moment. If you share it with me or not, I want you to go home or today before you go to bed, think about it ඇයි මම මේ හැම දේවල්ම කරන්නේ? මොකක්ද මට ඒකට help කරන්නේ? Sometimes because we are coming from a family, my family is not rich, therefore I want to give back to my family that. That is where I thought like, nope, there's a saying, right? අපි දුප්පත් වෙලා ඉපදුනාට කමක් නැහැ. අපි දුප්පත් වෙලා මැරුණොත් තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ නේද? Therefore, you have to think about what is your resilient factor. Maybe your family, because you want to be better. Think about it, what impacting you. That's the thing you have to take it with you. That's the thing going to empower you. That's the thing encourage you in your life. Hiruni, next one, please. Okay, maybe one or two more clicks I need it, Hiruni here. Yep, one more and one more. All right. Oh, no, one more, you can go back. Okay, here, one more, Hiruni, go back one more time. Go back, backwards, Hiruni. Yeah, now, good, okay. One more click. Thank you. All right, here what I'm going to show you is my life was never easy road. When I grew up, I didn't have electricity. This is the lamp, this kind of a lamp we used, right? And we were so scared. I know you guys don't have some days lights, but at least you have light now, right? And I have this lamp. We were so scared it will fall down. Mary, we were so nervous when we growing up. Did I give up? No. I always thought my mantra was hope for the best and I will cope with the rest. All right, it's going to be okay. I'm going to do my best. Rest of the story, I will cope with it. Therefore, this is my resilience board. I want everyone to think about it, where you started your story, where you want to go with it, and then what is motivating you? What is your life motto? Don't follow because the people saying that. Follow with what is your gut says, what is your heart says, what is your mind says. Then you are not going to lost in this life journey. Next one, please, Hiruni. One more click. Awesome. All right, and America is the nation of immigrants. I always in my previous TEDx speech told them, you have a resilience factor. I want you to identify it and move on. Now I want to hear if I don't know, Hiruni, you want to unmute them. If anybody wants to share something, what is your resilient factor? And if you have a small story to tell, how you overcame it, if you feel comfortable only, tell us. Other people can learn. I don't have shame about my story. In Sri Lanka, I had my shame when I was there because we are so not to be open about ourselves, right? I don't think about it now anymore. It's my story. It's my life. I cannot go back and change it. This is what I have. I can write tomorrow beautiful page in my life, or I can destroy it. It's within your hands. Therefore, think about your life story. How you cope with. I multiple times cried in my life. And at that time, some people laughed at me. Some people pulled my leg. Not everybody supported. Even in foreign countries, not everybody supported. I have a very supportive husband. I have a supportive parents like mom, and all these things help. Sometimes I was by myself. Somebody said they're right. I have this is my table. If you see it, I have tons of papers. I always write it down and whatever I want. And That is how I go my life. Sometimes I trust people. I tell them what they do. They use it against us, right? Do you have that experience? Of course, yes. People laugh at you. Even when I was in the university, they said multiple things. Yes, of course, I'm a human being. You felt bad. You felt sad, right? You go there and talk and move on. Therefore, you have to learn some coping mechanisms. What works for you? Maybe what works for Anushika not going to work for me. What works for Dulani not going to work for me. You have to know yourself. What is good? What you're good at? If one or two people have the opportunity, if they want to share something, otherwise we can go to the questions and last we can do the activity. Any volunteers? Don't be shy. We are a small family. Oh my God. What
Madam, I
happened?
can just give them a message as an aged person, like you should not get disturbed by, especially by your culture, to take up decisions, and always be on alert. And alert in the sense, assess yourself whether you are going on the right track and whether you are disturbing other people's lives. And I think that's the best way to move on. Especially our culture disturbs us to take up decisions because we have always been dependent by other people. And that's my experience. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being honest. Anyone else want to share anything? I see closer to 40 people here. Anyone else?
Hello, madam.
Yeah, please call me Sugi. Yeah.
I'm a mother of two kids. Actually, when I was doing my advanced levels, I had very high hopes in it. But my first shy was, I had to give up my first shy because my mother on the way had a medical condition and I had to take her to the hospital. And so I couldn't sit for the first subject of my advanced levels, my first shy. And when I was going there, all the teachers advised me not to take this shy. Otherwise, I will only have one subject. One subject means one paper was missing, the whole paper. It was a second paper actually. And then my second time, but it was not the shy because I did not sit. And it was also counted as the first shy. And I got my hand broke the night before the examination, my right hand actually from my and then I was really mentally very hopeless, and I was like very depressed, and I could not face successfully at the third time. That was the third time means, but it's the first shy. But I don't know, luckily I got through the exam, and then I just gave up my all hopes. And I was like, because all my friends were there ranking district ranks and all. And so I gave up. And I was like a totally different person when I was not enjoying my life and all. And then I got married in very early age in 23, proposal. So when I saw my husband, even though he is married and all, he was going through many degrees and all. He was like a studyholic actually. And when I gave birth to my first child, I started looking for something to study actually, because I was like lost in a certain phase of my life. I couldn't find myself. But actually, thankfully to the Open University, I started this Bachelor's of Science degree, and it gave me life. Actually, I found from certain situations, I didn't actually know by then this was lacking in my life. But it was like a force that I went there just to find myself, to engage myself in studies, because I lost it there. But now I'm having my life back. I'm having my life back because I did not think that I was a married woman and I had many obligations, and I did not think about what others will say, and I did not think that I did not underestimate myself by thinking that I will not be able to manage the time with 2 kids, especially very young kids. And I'm very thankful to my support system, especially my husband and my mother. She took care of me, but now even I'm facing many problems in my life to coping up with studies and my other obligations, because under the pandemic situation, my mother had gone through 2 diabetic strokes, and she's unable to manage her own work even, but she's coping up with it. And now I have more responsibilities and more time-consuming jobs. But yet, I find my inner peace. I find my own comfort zone in studying. So that gives me energy, really physical energy also, to go like more motivation to do other obligations as well. So I would like to say to the others, just don't give up, because thinking about, just do not imagine the worst of anything. Just go through and imagine the best of everything. And do not think that there's anything impossible. There is a potential inside you. And if you find yourself, if you find your place there, you will be able to be a better person, better version of yourself. And that's
Thank
what I
you
want
so
to give
much,
you.
Madhushani. It was touching story, and thank you for having the courage and being honest and sharing. There are little things touch my heart, and you said the word not to underestimate yourself. That's awesome. That's where you are identifying yourself. The other word I touched was the support system. You had a support system. You did not give up, like first shy, second shy, and having kids and all these things. Your husband is in studying and everything. And it was awesome story. That's what the resilience means, right? You have multiple opportunities to give up, right? Some people, oh my God, first shy, I didn't get it, but you did not. Today, I'm very proud of you, and thank you again for sharing and encouraging and empowering others as well.
Thank
Is
you.
there any other beautiful stories like that? We love to hear with your face. I saw somebody actually type something. It's about God and how help. Actually, spirituality, right? Some people may be Buddhist, like Catholic, Muslim, anything. We all have our belief system. Sometimes, like anything happens, we always say like, Ayo, Amo, and we are going to like Wadinwane. I think therefore it's your spiritual perspective. It helps you. Sometimes meditation helps me, and I go there and 5-10 minutes, I do my meditation based on the time. That helps as well. Is there anybody has a beautiful, good story we can hear? Having 5 more minutes before we move on to our next activity before we end it. Anybody wants to take the chance?
Good morning, doctor. This is Farah. So, doing BSc
Sure.
Psychology 3rd year. And then I also have a same story like Madhushani, because Madhushani is different, right? After the 23rd year, 23 years only, she got married. But in my case, it's totally different. The from childhood to I was grown up with my grandparents, so they had a wish after them I don't get a good life. So because my mother and father, they were in abroad, and then they did not look after me, right? So and they said, okay, so after we I think she did not get, she won't get a good future, so that they wish that they want to make me marry very early stage. So finally, through the proposal, uh, I got my husband, and it was 17 years old. After my O level, I got married and entered the family life without knowing anything about the family. So how to cook and how, but I don't know actually what is that, a small girl, and I'm going to I just finished my O level only. So and then that also I came in very hardship, because in our family there was a small culture thing that after the girl attended, they stopped to sending the school, so they stopped to give education. So the same way I also faced when I was in the grade 7. So that time in my class, I'm the one first rank. I got a first rank. So I struggle, and I argue with my family, and finally, without any of family members' help, I started to go to the school. And 17 years old, I got married, and 18 years old, I got my son. So I didn't sit my A level. Uh, and one day the certain person, she blamed to me in the certain occasion, hate paswat nati eki, like that. So I think it may that is my turning point, right? So from that day I thought, why can't I start to study again? So I just follow my one of English course because of my son's study, because I just make him to go to the international school. So I want to polish my English. And so that area, my sister's friends, they said, okay, Farah, then you're the one is favored in the school, why can't you do the A level and all? They motivated me. Then why after that I also thought, yes, of course, then I can do like that. Then they gave me the notes and all. I also found at this from my home, I started to learn, and finally I did my A levels and selected for the University of Colombo, Visual and Arts. And then that also obstacle, I couldn't go there because my son, he was in grade 3. So after 8 years, I did my A level, and I couldn't go to the university. I wasted my time for waiting external degree in Peradeniya. Finally, I started to do that one also. And when they are dragging, again I jumped to the HND in English. Okay, I finished that also. And then thanks to the OUSL, once again I started to my second degree, and then still I'm following. But I want to say, so if a lady think, okay, that because of the family background, because of the husband, and because of mother-in-law commitments, and then if they think like that, they can't do anything. I just want to always tell my students, now I'm working as a teacher, today my off day, that's why I sit your lecture, it's very interesting. And then I always say my students, please, whatever commitment comes, always you think that you can do, you will do. Then always, as I'm using as my motto, yes, I can do, I will do. Whatever the challenges I am accepting from my office, they may be it's not my field. Sometimes they are giving IT works for me, so that time also I'm accepting that, however I'm finding, and finally my works will complete as a neat and nice, and I'm getting the appreciations from my office also because of that, accepting the challenges. So still my life is challenge, and I'm accepting all the challenges, and I'm just moving on it. So whatever depressions come, whatever problems arise, I don't mind. I said, okay, as a human, we are facing the problem. Without facing the problem, we can't play. So we want to know, this is the problem, this is the solutions. I'm always think if any problem arise, 50% of the problem, if we forget, the remaining 50%, there can be seen a solution. So I just want to tell this small thing. I was studying when my mother-in-law, she was bedridden. So I had to look after her on that time. All the commitments, all the commitment, I came this position. So I'm happy about myself that I just want to motivate to the like me, other women also, to do whatever thing you face. You don't give up your talents or anything. Thank you very much.
Wow, Farah, it's a beautiful, beautiful story. And sometimes I got goosebumps. And when you started saying I was 17 years old, right? And it was really, really nice story. Not only the piece of the nice, it's empower, encourage others. And today you standing up in front of 40 other students and you sharing it, you have that courage. Certain things like touches my mind. It was, you said one point, you started arguing, right? We have to sometimes stand up for what you believe, because you should believe you first before others say, right? If you know what is most important thing is education for you, you should. That's what Farha did, right? She wants to stand up. She believed herself. And then she turned her negativity into positivity. And some people help her, as we said, like her coping mechanism, sometimes her support system. And the last piece is very interesting. She said like problem and solution. Problem always going to be there, right? And no matter what, where you are. But she started getting her strategic solutions. That is where her success comes. Those are the things like, and the other thing, I think it was Chamari, right? Chamari and Farha or Madhushani. And they are sharing their stories, because to the point, sometimes in the beginning, you feel very shy, right? You don't want to say to, right? And that is how our culture. Today, I opened my story. I don't have, in the beginning, when I'm sharing my stories, I feel my heartbeat goes, boom, boom. I don't want to say like, this is my story, right? Today, millions of people, I go there and I tell my story, because maybe one person can learn from me. That's the success, right? That person going to take it to the next level. And that's what we should all do it. We don't have to do the huge things to be success. Do something small, little. Maybe somebody suffering, just, you don't have to do the therapy. You can ask like, you okay? Maybe that, and keeping the confidentiality rather than build the newspaper and publishing all the other people's problems. Just keep it, hold the hand, do something very little. We are going through hardships. When the COVID comes, we never know when our life going to end. We don't know, especially the situations you guys going through. I truly appreciate you all get the time. I know data cards and I heard about it. Not everybody have a system, you know, maybe you spend 200 rupees, 300 rupees to listen to me. You dedicated that time. That's why I'm dedicated my time to tell something, empower you, never give up in your life, how hard your life. Yes, Madhushani, you have a question? I see your hand raised.
No, actually not a question. I hope I'm not disturbing your beautiful ideas, madam.
No. Not at all.
Yeah, I forgot something. I forgot to share something else because there's a very beautiful thing that I enjoy in traveling to the Open University as well. I forgot to share that. My father used to take me to the school And I was not used to travel by public transport, buses. I do not know how to take that, and I didn't know how to get how to ring the bell of a bus even when I was starting to travel to the university. But and now I'm a third year student, and now I am able to travel from the bus and also from the train. And I want to tell the others, the things are not challenges if you perceive them as something enjoyable and something that you have long lost experience, that see the challenges as an opportunity. That's what I wanted to tell, because traveling through the bus and the train is something that I enjoy the most in my life now, because I started doing that. That's a new experience to me, and I really love that. I don't know whether how other people will see this, but it's a very enjoyable thing to my life now.
Awesome. Something she said very interesting. Take the challenges as the opportunity, right? And that's what we should do. Like when Hiruni asked to do this, I was like, no, Hiruni, how many days you have? I cannot, right? And then we worked through it, like time differences, frank with you. And I forgot the dates, like it's not forgot, I messed up the dates. And I was almost ready to go to bed, and Hiruni like, within 1 hour, we are going to, I said, what? It's not 13th because it's for us still 12, right? You guys, it's 13, right? We worked through, I had the two opportunities, right? Either I can say, Hiruni, I cannot do it, or I can work through it, right? I was like, I'm going to get a cold shower, then I'll wake up whole time, you know? And I was like, ready, always. It is the last minute thing happen. It's my mistake, right? I didn't take care of the dates properly. Therefore, challenges, I mean, like any time you are going to have challenges. Therefore, that's the life. I know we are coming to almost to the end. Before we end, I want to do something. And I want to take this message to you. That is the gratitude. Gratitude means the krutajñatave. And I want to listen to this 5 minutes and this video. Hiruni, you ready, right? With the video. And then we'll do something very little, then we can end it. I think it's 5 minutes. I want all of you to listen to that small video clip. Hiruni, you can share.
Hiruni, could you please sound on? Hiruni, we can't. It is not audible.
I'll share it again.
ඔබ දන්නවද? ඔබ සතුව යම් කිසි අවියක් තියෙනවා. අපි මං හිතන්නේ ඊටාම අඩුවෙන් තමයි මේ ආයුධය පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. මේකට කියනවා අපි කෘතඥතාවය. එහෙම නැත්නම් gratitude කියලා. මම මේ ළඟදී ඇත්තටම පාඨමාලාවක් හදාරනවා යේල් කියන විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය ඇමරිකාවේ තියෙන. ඒ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ පාඨමාලාවේ තමයි Science of Well-being කියන එක. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි හැම කෙනෙක්ම හොයාගෙන යන දෙයක් තමයි සතුට කියන එක. ඉතින් මමත් ගොඩාක් මේ වගේ ට්‍රෝමා තියෙන පෞද්ගලිකව දූෂණය වෙච්චි පුද්ගලයන් සමග පොඩි දරුවෝ එක්කලා ඒ වගේම සුනාමි වගේ තත්ත්වයන් තුළ මේ රටේ ඇති වෙච්ච තත්ත්වයන් තුළ මම වැඩ කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා ඒ වගේම යුද්ධ කාලය තුළ මම සොල්දාදුවෙක් එක්කලා ශ්‍රී ලංකාව තුළ ඒ වගේම විදේශ රටවල මේ හැම තත්ත්වයක් තුළදීම මම එක දැක්කපු දෙයක් තමයි අපි කවුරුත් කතා කරපු නැති දෙයක් මේ ළඟදී මම මේ පාඨමාලාව හදාරනකම් ඒ තමයි කෘතඥතාවය කියන එක ගැන. ඇත්තටම සමීක්ෂණ වලින් පෙන්නලා තියෙනවා මිනිස්සු සතුට කියලා හිතුවට සල්ලි, සතුට කියලා හිතුවට ලොකු යාන වාහන ගෙවල් දොරවල් සමීක්ෂණය තුලින් ඔප්පු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මිනිස්සුන් තමන්ට ලැබිලා තියෙන දේ ගැන සතුටු වෙනවා නම් ඒ ගැන හිතනවා නම් තමන්ට සතුට ගෙනත් දීපු කෙනෙක්ට ඒක ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා නම් ඒ කෙනාව ශාරීරිකව මානසිකව නිරෝගී වෙනවා. උදාහරණයක් විදිහට ඒගොල්ලෝ කියලා තියෙනවා එහෙම අපිට කෘතඥතාවය දක්වන්න පුළුවන් තමන් ගැන ඉස්සෙල්ලාම කෘතඥ වෙනවා නම් තමන්ට ලැබිලා තියෙන දේවල් සන්තෝෂ වෙනවා නම් අපි ඒ දේ අනිත් කෙනාට කියන්න පුළුවන් නම් නෙල්සන් කියලා මේ ළඟදී කරපු සමීක්ෂණයක් තුළින් පවා ඔප්පු කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒකේ කියනවා අපි ශාරීරිකව නිරෝගී වෙනවා. අපේ නිින්ද කියන එක ඊටාම හොඳින් අපි ළඟට නිින්ද ළඟා වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම අපේ ශාරීරික බ්ලඩ් ප්‍රෙෂර් තියෙනවා නම් ඒවා අඩු වෙලා යනවා. ඒ වගේම සමාජ සම්බන්ධතා වැඩි වෙනවා. අපේ ශරීරය තුළ තියෙන ප්‍රතිශක්තිකරණය මේ දවස්වල අපි හැම කෙනෙක්ම කතා කරන වචනයක් මේ ප්‍රතිශක්තිකරණය ඒක වැඩි කරගන්න උදව් වෙනවා. එකම දෙයක් තමයි මේ කෘතඥතාවය. ඒ වගේම ડિප්‍රෙෂන්, ඇන්සයිටි, ස්ට්‍රෙස් වගේ දේවල් අඩු කරන්නත් හේතු වෙලා තියෙනවා මේ කෘතඥතාවය. ඒ විතරක් නෙමෙයි උදාහරණයක් විදිහට කිව්වොත් ට්‍රෝමා එකක්. එහෙම නැත්නම් කම්පනයක් අපිට යථා තත්ත්වයට පැමිණීමේ ක්‍රියාවලිය තුළ මේ ක්‍රියාදාමය තුළ ඉතාල විශාල මෙහෙයක් තියෙනවා කෘතඥතාවය. දැන් මොහොතකට මේ තොරතුරු වලින් ආපස්සට ගිහිල්ලා අපි මොහොතකට හිතලා බැලුවොත් අපි කොච්චර මේක ක්‍රියාත්මක කරනවද? උදාහරණයක් විදිහට අපි ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙන්න කියන වචනේ අපි කී සැරයක් පාවිච්චි කරනවද? අපි සමහර විට ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ සමාජ සංස්ථාව තුළ මගේ අම්මා පුංචි කාලේ නම් අපිට කෑම හොයලා දෙනවා. අපි අම්මට කියලා කියනවා අනේ අම්මේ ගොඩක් ස්තුතියි කෑමට කිව්වද කියලා. අපි ඒක කියන අවස්ථා අඩුයි. අපි සමහර දේවල් අපි ඒවා උදාහරණයක් විදිහට පාවිච්චි කරනවා මේක විය යුතු දෙයක් කියලා. දැන් මේ හොඳම වෙලාව තමයි අපිට මේ කෘතඥතාවය කියන එක පුරුදු පුහුණු කරන්න. මොකද ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වා වගේ ඒක තුල මානසිකව ශාරීරිකව ලැබෙන ඵල විපාක ඉතාම ඉහළයි. මේ වගේ කම්පන තත්වයක් තුළ අපිට ඒ තුලින් වෙන මෙහෙය ඉතා විශාලයි. ඒ වගේම මේ දවස්වල එකිනෙකා අපේ පවුල් තුළ ගම් තුළ කෑම බීම හදා ගන්නවා, එකිනෙකා හොයලා බලනවා, ලෙඩක් දුකක් ඒවා අපේ සංස්කෘතිය තුළ සාමාන්‍ය සිදුවෙනවා. ඒ එදාට වඩා අපේ සමාජ සංස්ථාව තුළ අපි ඒවා අගය කරනවාද? එහෙම කරන්න හැකියාව අපි තුළ තියෙනවද? අපි ඒක පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ නැද්ද? ඒ කියන්නේ ඉතාම අපිට යොදාගත හැකි අවියක් තමයි මේ කෘතඥතාවය කියන්නේ.
Thank you. Hiruni, before I end up with the gratitude, there was one question there. It is from Chitranga, I think. He's asking a question, as a working student, how to manage the stress? Chitranga, this is my answer for you. There's no cookie cutter way, or I don't have a wand and come and say, hey, this is what you should do, and tomorrow there's no stress, right? Very first thing, know yourself, who you are. If you are a working student, maybe you have to work long hours, then you know there's a problem with the time management, right? At that time, when you come home and then you start watching all the saga, drama and everything, then play the games, and then you are not going to have time. Of course, you are going to be stressed, right? Therefore, what are the things you can do? Know yourself, identify your own coping mechanisms, right? In my case, as I said, I have every morning, like for example, this is my book, right? Every morning I put the date and I write it down to-do list, right? And end of the day, like you can see, still I have to-do list left over. I cannot do everything, right? That is my way. And when I feel tired, I listen to music. Therefore, I cannot tell, hey, Chaturanga, you do this, you are going to be perfect, okay, tomorrow. You have to identify your own way. Is there any other questions before I say the last words about the gratitude? If there are anything? Yeah, Lakruan. Go ahead, Lakruan.
Dr. Sugandhi, I heard from your speech that a lot of immigrants face acute cultural stress in while they are immigrants to countries. I would like to ask: is there any programs in these countries to cope with the stress for these immigrants?
Yeah, they have. They have multiple programs. They have, when it comes to mental health, even if you are bilingual, right? They have translators there and provide multiple things to for them to get better. But the difference is, Lakruan, in, sorry to say, Sri Lanka and USA, if they figure it out, something missing, if we bring it to their attention, they will implement something. Most of the times, because all these, sorry to use the word, I don't want to use that, political environment, like not the professionals who lead in Sri Lanka in these kind of things, right? In these countries, like I cannot go there and tell I am a therapist if I don't have do the practical work, licensure, everything. Sri Lanka, you know, people do 2 weeks course and say they are counselors. They do counseling. We are dealing with human lives, right? Therefore, in these countries, what I see, qualified people providing services. That's a difference between, I see, therefore people getting good services. Anything else? Any other questions? Rusna, you have a question, Rusna?
I just have a small point. Hey, madam. We heard lot of stories and a lot of support systems and you were talking about people who have undergone trauma in the video, the tsunami and so many factors. But sometimes what I always think is now these people who go through all these big disasters, they cope, yes, and they have a lot of support. You find people looking at them and saying, they went through this, it's a really bad situation, we'll help and all. But the like people like us, the normal people, we go through our daily lives and we are not going through something like a tsunami or anything, but the daily battles that we face, they're just as stressful. And sometimes now everyone doesn't have a person to support them, like a husband or a parent. Sometimes you find that you're alone, like and you are going through a lot of stress and there's nobody to come and tell you, oh, I feel sorry for you, because nobody even knows what you're going through. So I think in such a situation you just shouldn't give up, and that coping mechanism is very important, because I have gone through depression also. I was depressed, I had a time, but I'm better now and I've overcome that. So when you are facing battles like that and you feel alone, I think you shouldn't give up and you should always try to come over it, because you know one day that you can help someone else. You can use your experience, even if you can't do anything else, you can help them. And same thing that you're doing here, you're giving us a lot of advice. Thank you. So I just wanted to tell everyone, if anyone is there feeling lonely and they think there's no one to support them, you have to support yourself and have faith and don't give up. That's all. Thank you.
Exactly. Rusna, you nailed it. You have to sometimes, you are your own, there's a saying, right? Taman hisata tamatame sevanalla. You have to stand up for yourself. I totally agree. And sometimes people don't understand. There are multiple things people go through. And therefore, nobody going to listen to you. But still, you have your goal, you have your vision, you have your mission. Then you move it to the next level, you know, somehow you identify your coping mechanisms and go through it. I'm getting some direct messages like thank you and all these things. Thank you so much as well. And the last thing, we have 5 minutes. We don't have time to do the activity, but I want you to go home and get a felt pen and the piece of paper. If you have a stone or something, use anything, write it down, something you cannot live with. Okay, because sometimes I wrote it down, actually, my husband, not my son. Everybody think like, okay, it was your son, right? They are going to grow up. They are going to go their own ways. I put it my husband. He helped me throughout this life so much. And in Sri Lanka, we have divided our responsibilities. When I go to school, he even cooked for me and do laundry, do everything. We are like together. I always look back and thankful. Okay, you are there for me, therefore I was successful. Maybe you all have something, maybe your parents, grandparents, maybe somebody. I just want you to write it down. We always talk about good about people after they leave our lives, right? I want you to thank them when they live. Maybe it doesn't have to be a human being. Maybe it's your pet, somebody said, right? And he's the one who give you hope when you come, right? They come in the running to you when you come and hug you, like, wagging their tails and everything. Therefore, think about, write down who you cannot live with. When you feel there's a day comes, you feel you want to give up, look at the piece of paper and see, no, I cannot give up my life because this person is there for me. You know that in your whole heart. And that's my final message. And thank you so much. It's 11 o'clock at night here. I know you guys enjoying your daytime. It was a great pleasure to see all of you, and I wish you all the best in your education journey. You can connect with me in the LinkedIn and or my YouTube or like any other place. And if you need anything, I'm there for you. I'm just like you guys, born in Sri Lanka, and I just want to share and give back. And Hiruni, and I know 4 of you guys, Anushika, Lakruan, Dulani, all the whole team behind this success. Thank you so much. And special thank you again, Hiruni, opportunity. And Dr. Chulani, meet you. And thank you so much. I hope your daughter is big and now, and I didn't see her long time, her pictures. And wish you all you good luck. Never ever give up. How hard? Think about your goal. You all going to be successful one day. It may be today hard. Think about tomorrow, beautiful tomorrow. Thank you so much again.
Okay, madam. And first of all,
Thank you very much, madam.
Yeah, the first of all, the special thanks should be given to Dr. Sugandhika, who contributed as resource person to this program, and she was agreeing to conduct this seminar at the very first moment. We requested it without even any that smallest hesitation, although she's living in another country and she spent her time and knowledge to make this program successful. So thank you very much, Dr. Sugandhika. Dr. Suki, if you want that. Yeah, and also we have to thank our dear lecturers for giving us this precious opportunity. Let us remember with fondness Dr. Chulani Herat, the head of the Department of the Psychology Department, and also Dr. Malati, and also Miss Disna and Miss Tishani. And last but not least, without you, this program would not have been a success. Therefore, we would like to express our gratitude to all of you, the participants who took part of this event. Thank you so much.
All right, take care all. Bye.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you very
Sugandhika.
much. Thank you very much,
Thank
Dr.
you very
Suji.
much, doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Suji.
Bye-bye.
And thank you so much, Dr. Herat, as well, for giving us this beautiful opportunity.
Sure.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Dr. Suji.
You got it. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.